reefs, the types of coral reefs. तीन तरह के reefs होते हैं broadly, but we have more types. One is called as the fringing reef. We have barrier reefs, and we have atolls. ये तीन broad categories हैं. Fringing reefs, barrier reefs, atolls. Fringing reefs are along the coastal margins. They are found in the shallow continental shelves. They are found in the narrow continental shelves. They're found along the narrow coastal margins. They're found along the narrow continental shelves. These are the most common, and they are the least extensive. Okay. These are the most shallow reefs. They're most common reefs. They are least extensive. बहुत ज़्यादा बड़े नहीं होते हैं ये. And these are mostly the most shallow reefs. They will have less thickness. ज़्यादा thickness नहीं होगा. Imagine if this is the island or the continent, this is the shelf here, and this is the ocean water. Okay, the corals are here along the coast. The corals are here along the coast. ये shelf का part है. They're right along the margins. Okay, the thickness is not much, and they are not very broad either. They are not extensive. They are fringing reefs. This, if you see from the top, अगर top view देखोगे, ये island है. The corals are along the margins. The corals are along the margins. This is the vertical cross section. This is the top view. This is the top view. This is the vertical cross section. ठीक है? Okay. Now you come towards the barrier reefs. Come toward the barrier reefs. These are one of the most extensive systems. These are the most extensive. They are over hundreds of miles. Most extensive. They are relatively more, okay, elongated. They are relatively elongated. These reefs, they enclose lagoons with the coastal margins. They enclose lagoons with the coastal margins. तो दिखने में कैसा है बैरियर रीफ? तो अगर ये आइलैंड है, कोस्ट है, द शेल्फ इज हियर, ये ओशन वाटर है, द बैरियर रीफ्स आर हियर. These are the barrier reefs. So that thickness is more. They are further away from the coast. They're more extensive. They're elongated. They enclose lagoons. So ये वाला part जो है, this is the lagoon. Lagoon is what? A shallow water along the coasts. It's something like a lake along the coast. They enclose lagoons. Lagoons are lake-like water features along the coast, and very importantly, lagoons have salt water. So ये जो water है, ये salt water है, part of the ocean ही है. The barrier reef enclose a lagoon with the coastal margins. So the barrier reefs are found further away from the coast. The barrier reefs are found further away from the coast. जो fringing होते हैं, they're right along the coast. The barriers are found further away from the coast. ये है vertical cross section. If you look from top, अगर ये island है, then this is your barrier reef, further away from the coast. Further away from the coast. Further away from the coast. These are the barrier reefs. और जो बीच में है, this is the lagoon. Shallow waters, salt water, lagoons. ठीक है? The barriers, and remember barriers are, or barrier reefs are the most extensive of the coral reefs. They are the largest ones. The most famous is the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. The most famous is the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. The Great Barrier Reef of Australia. ये बहुत न्यूज में है because it has suffered massive coral destruction. Almost 90% of the corals have been impacted, some of them almost irreversibly. ये काफी न्यूज में रहता है ग्रेट बैरियर रीफ. ये किस तरफ है? ईस्ट कोस्ट या वेस्ट कोस्ट में? कहां पर है? ईस्ट कोस्ट. ईस्ट कोस्ट along the coast of which state of Australia? This state is called as Queensland. So ये barrier reef along the coast यहां पर है. This sea is called as the Coral Sea. The sea is called Coral Sea along the east coast. यहाँ का जो state है, the state is called as the state of Queensland. Is largely along the coast of Queensland. Example of fringing हर जगह है. Any tropical island will have fringing reefs. अंडमान निकोबार में है, लक्षद्वीप है. We'll have along the coasts of Kerala. We'll have along the coast of Odisha, along the coast of Tamil Nadu, Caribbean, हर जगह. Any tropical island or coast will have, unless there is a large river there, will have a fringing reef. Okay, so that's about barrier reef. The third type are the atolls. The atolls के 3-4 feature हैं. Atolls are circular, or these are near circular coral reef formations. Okay, they are the most thickest coral accumulations. Barrier reefs are the most extensive, large area में होता है coral reefs. Okay, atolls are the thickest. Okay, इनका thickness, the thickness can be more than 150 meters and sometimes as much as even 300 meters. They are the thickest accumulations. Okay, sometimes as much as 300 meters ka thickness. And these corals, atolls, they enclose shallow lagoons. They enclose shallow lagoons. तो यहाँ भी lagoon होता है, like a lake. Okay, but okay, they are within the coral atolls. And importantly, these atolls are in the open oceans. बहुत कम केस में the corals are atolls are near the coast. Atolls largely are in the open ocean. Think of Lakshadweep Islands. like अगर ये आपका इंडिया है, this is where we have Lakshadweep Islands. You go down, you have got Maldives here, correct? It's far, far away from the coast. So the atolls are farther away from the coast. They are in the open oceans, near circular formations, the greatest thickness of accumulations, and they have shallow, okay, lagoons.